You're ready to start.
All right. Hi, I'm Dr. Lisa Herzik. I'm the Dietetics Program Director here at Fresno State. I'd like to welcome you to the Supermarket Tour today. This is a collaborative project between the Fresno State Food Science and Nutrition Department and the Athletic Department. And we're going to go ahead and give you some great tips on smart shopping and healthy eating. Welcome.
Hi, my name is Roxanne Selick. I'm a senior dietetics student here at Fresno State. I'm on the cross country and track team. And my role in this video is going to be telling you about the meat section.
That's perfect.
Hi, my name is Jordan Bolin. I'm a senior dietetics student. I was the director of this film. I hope to further my career in food and nutrition after I graduate.
Hi, my name is Fabian Ardolato. I was in charge of the deli section for this video. I am also a senior dietetics student, and I hope this video is informative and helpful to you guys.
Okay. Hi, my name is Paloma Dominguez. I am a senior dietetics student. I am part of the Fresno State tracking team. I will be presenting to you whole grains.
Hi, I'm Renee Ingalls, and I'm also a senior dietetics student here at Fresno State. I'm part of the dairy section here in this video, and I wanted to do this to make sure that everybody knows what foods to choose for the best performance and a healthy life.
What you can pick up at the front of the store. Save Mart provides some cooking ideas with meat and with different items in the store. And also you can pick up one of these at the front of the store if you're shopping on a budget, and it can for instance show you some of the sales that they have going on in the store, especially with the roasts and steaks and meat products, as well as other products. Do you guys like bacon?
Yes. Love bacon.
How often do you eat bacon?
Every day.
Every day? Okay. Well, here we have our regular bacon. Bacon is going to have a lot of saturated fat in it. A good option is to substitute regular bacon for a turkey bacon, which is going to have a leaner source of protein, and it's going to provide you with less saturated fat.
Is there a difference between thick cut bacon and just a thin sliced bacon?
Serving size is basically the only difference.
What's the difference? Is it similar to the meats for sandwiches, like turkey bacon's probably going to be better than beef bacon?
Turkey bacon is going to be a leaner source of protein, so it'll be less in your saturated fat. So if you don't want to switch to a turkey bacon, simply decreasing the intake of the amount of bacon you consume might be another option.
Right.
So some ways of decreasing the amount of fat when you cook your bacon is using a pan that allows the fat to drip out, or cooking it and then allowing a paper towel to absorb the fat. Okay, so here we are at the meat section. How often do you guys consume poultry? Every day. Do you ever feel? You try to? Yeah. Do you ever feel really worn down after you're working out?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes? All the time. Well, consuming meat is going to be a great way to recover after you're done working out. Some of the differences in the meat can be seen when comparing a breast to some thighs. Now, what do you guys see is the main difference between these two?
This is bigger and has all its fat on it. Well, is that skin?
That's skin, right? Okay. So in order to decrease the amount of saturated fat in your diet, it's going to be more beneficial to purchase and consume some chicken breasts without the skin intact. However, if you did want to consume the chicken with the skin intact, a great way to decrease your saturated fat intake is to peel back the skin, use some herbs or spices such as Mrs. Dash, and season the breast, and then cover it back up and cook it. And how do you guys cook your meat?
Fried.
You fry it?
On the stove.
Is that sauteing?
Yeah, I like sauteing.
Sauteing?
Yeah.
How do you cook your chicken?
Oven.
In the oven, so you bake it?
Yes.
Okay, and those are some great methods. Sauteing, grilling. Frying, you're probably going to want to not do so much of because it's going to be a less healthier way. So decreasing your saturated fat, you want to remove the skin after you cook it and consume it without grilling, baking, sauteing, and some of the oils that Renee showed us earlier, like the olive oil and the canola oils, are going to be some great methods. Mrs. Dash is a great seasoning for consuming your chicken or any type of poultry. Another great way, marinating in a teriyaki sauce is just going to provide more sugar, which isn't necessarily going to harm your performance or going to decrease or increase nutritional value, just increase sugar content, which is okay for athletes.
Is it possible to be proactive with your meats and consume your protein and meats before practice, so then when you're done with your workout, you're ready to go? Like you take it.
The preferred method of fueling before working out is using carbohydrates, because that's going to be most beneficial during your workout, and then afterwards you're going to want to consume protein in order for recovery for your muscles.
How do you defrost the chicken? Is there a
Proper defrosting methods. I feel like I always need something in my hand. Okay. Proper defrosting methods for chicken is basically you can put it in a microwave in a bowl of water, microwave it, leave it in the refrigerator. Primarily what you don't want to do is leave it sitting out, because microbes and bacteria can start growing, which can make you sick. Well, turkey sausage or ground turkey is going to be a leaner source of protein, and it's going to have less of your saturated fat, and we're going to get into that as we get into our red meats over here. Okay. So now into our red meats. What do you guys know about red meat?
It has iron.
And do you know how iron helps you?
Well, as we discussed earlier, she said that iron helps move your oxygen throughout our bodies and for our muscles and everything.
And especially, you said you're a long distance runner, right? Mm-hmm. Now this iron is going to be important for you, and especially as a female, because you're going to be breaking lots of red blood cells. So iron is going to be good replenishing factor for your sport. Some of your leaner types of red meat are going to have the name loin or round in it, compared to this is a ribeye steak. Can you guys see the difference?
This looks like it has more fat in it, and it's really thick.
Yeah.
This is darker, which has more nutrients.
Good.
So this one has more marbling, which means that it does have more fat. And you can buy this one if it's a cheaper price. However, once you trim off all the fat, it's going to be more beneficial in buying the one that was already lean, because you're going to be paying more.
How often should you eat red meat?
You should consume 2 to 3 3-ounce servings of red meat, poultry, fish, and turkey a day. So you want to switch it up and make it a variety. And a good way to visualize a 3-ounce serving is looking at a female's palm. So my palm, can I see your palm? Compared to a male's palm. My palm is about 3 ounces, and his is about 4 or 5 ounces.
So would this be too big to consume?
So this is probably,
oh wait, there's 2 in there, I think.
Yeah. And you can cut it up. You don't have to consume it all at once, and you can store it for later use.
Do you freeze it just like you would chicken?
Yes. You would separate it, bag it up, and then thaw it out the proper methods that we discussed earlier. Do you guys consume ground beef?
Yes.
Alright, well we can compare some of the different ground beefs. Do you know the difference when it says 93% lean or 85% lean? How much fat it has? Exactly. So if you want to take this one of you take that one. And what's the serving size for each one? It should say over here.
Serving size 4 ounces or 112 grams.
Okay, and how many grams of saturated fat is in yours?
3 grams.
And how many grams of saturated fat is in yours?
7 grams.
7 grams? and yours is 85% lean, which is 15% fat. This one is 93% lean and 7% fat. So which one do you think is going to be the healthier alternative?
Mine.
And why is that?
Because there's only 7% fat compared to his 15, and we're supposed to strive for lean meat.
Right. Less saturated fat.
Less saturated fat.
Oh, do you guys consume fish?
I try to, rarely though.
Not much.
I love fish.
You like fish? This is a white fish. So the main difference is that your salmon is going to have more of your omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids, which are going to be beneficial for you as an athlete because it's going to help you focus and help with your brain power, which is important for school. And also it's going to have your anti-inflammatory properties, which are going to be great for recovering after a workout. They're both great sources of lean protein. And do you guys, how do you cook your fish?
Broil.
You broil it?
I saute or on the stove.
Saute? And you don't eat fish?
I mean, I do. When I do, I grill it.
You grill it? Well, a good option, another good cooking option is to season it with the Mrs. Dash or other seasoned options, to wrap it up in foil and then to put it on the grill or a barbecue. And how do you know when your fish is done?
When it's all that light pink color.
And if you cut it in half and it's all the same color all the way through. So when looking at a whole fish, you want to make sure that the eyes aren't sunken in and that it doesn't look slimy or have a fishy smell.
Is there a nutritional difference between buying the fillets that are pre-cut or the whole fish?
There's no difference. It's basically personal preference. So if you wanted to buy a whole fish, that'd be perfectly fine. You would just have to scale it, cut off the head, and it would just be a little bit more additional work for you.
Is there a difference between fresh fish, buying fresh fish, or the packaged frozen seafood?
It's personal preference. Nutritional value is going to be the same. So whether you like to buy your fish fresh or frozen, if you're going to buy fresh fish, it's usually because you're going to cook it right away. If you're going to buy it frozen, it's going to be because you're going to consume it on a later date or buy in bulk. Also, the differences in pricing. You can compare prices if it's cheaper to buy fresh or frozen. If you're going to buy fresh fish, if you're not going to freeze it right away, consume it the day of. So we talked about consuming protein and how important it is to consume after you're done working out. Make sure you get a variety of poultry, red meat, and fish in your diet, and make sure that you consume it after you're done working out.
I'm pretty sure you guys have had a sandwich at one time or another in you guys' lives, right? So what do you guys usually go for in a sandwich? What kind of meats do you guys usually put on there? You can go ahead and pick it out. Just want to compare.
I like the freshness of deli fresh.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and pick out the bologna. I know some people do bologna still. Yeah. What do you guys usually go for? What do you usually go for?
I only like turkey.
Okay, when you guys are looking into the nutritional facts, you guys want to emphasize the serving size, because that's what the calories and the fat is going to be based on. The serving size that's labeled on the package. So for saturated fat, for example, how much saturated fat do you have in your serving size?
Saturated fat, 0.5 grams.
Okay. What about yours?
I got the variety pack.
Try the turkey one.
1.5.
1.5. So right away you can see that the healthier alternative. And I know you guys are athletes, so you guys don't really care too much about sodium in your guys' food, right? But to take it a step further and even healthier, we could look at the sodium content. So for example, how much sodium does yours have?
This has 470 milligrams.
Okay. And then how much does yours have?
300.
300, and then?
Well, the honey has 650.
Wow, see, that's the highest one. And then this one has 460. So this is probably the lowest in sodium, but also the highest in saturated fat. So it's kind of just a give and take.
Which one would you prefer, like higher in sodium or higher in trans fat?
Right. Because you guys are athletes, I would recommend going with the leanest cut, so the least amount of saturated fats. Okay, so how many slices per serving is yours?
This has 6 slices per 470 milligrams of sodium.
Okay, so for that many amount of slices, you're getting that much amount of sodium.
That's a big sandwich.
Yeah.
So.
And then how much slices is your serving size?
So 1.
1 slice. Okay, so you're getting, what was that, 6 slices?
6 slices.
Compared to 1. And then the sodium content is
Your
for
sodium
each.
content?
Yeah.
300.
300. And then yours is?
Let's see, this one's 410 for 3 slices.
For 3 slices, okay, and then this is 1 slice. So you can get,
more
a much bigger sandwich with that.
with this one.
Yeah, with that one. Right.
Now, what if I wanted to like lessen the amount of sodium that's on it?
Well, one easy way to do it is just run it under water, but just make sure you try to consume it as quick as possible because of the preservatives might be washed away as with the sodium as well.
Okay.
When you pack a sandwich, say like for class or stuff like that, make sure it's in your backpack for no longer than 4 hours, unless you have like something to cool it down, because then you start getting into food safety precautions and stuff like that. Okay. What about hot dogs? Do you guys do hot dogs at all? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, just the thing about hot dogs, it just has a little more saturated fat than the deli meats that we just went over. So I would just try to look for the one with the least amount of saturated fat.
And chicken hot dogs better than the beef franks.
They're going to be better because they're lower in saturated fat, as we went over. We're going to go over it a little bit more in the meat section, but the turkey and chicken hot dogs tend to have less saturated fat than the beef ones.
Is there a difference between hot links and hot dogs or sausage, Polish sausage, stuff like that?
Well, the regular turkey hot dogs are going to be better overall for heart health than the links and sausages and stuff like that. Beef jerky is an excellent source of protein. If you want to just take a look at that. It will have a little higher sodium content, but like I said, the protein in it is going to be what you guys are really looking for to rebuild the muscle tissue. So the sodium content is 470 for yours. You get the same one?
Yeah.
And for it's a 1 ounce. Most of the serving size for beef jerky will be 1 ounce. So again, you want to just look at the portion size, the serving size, and then go off of that, base off of that.
Consume wraps, or do you guys use wraps for anything?
I make burritos.
Make burritos? Okay. Do you? At all?
Burritos, yeah.
Alright, well, these are actually great options instead of using bread to make like wraps. You can use turkey and, to include your different variety of vegetables like spinach, lettuce, bell peppers, tomatoes. So it's a great source to separate or use separately from bread.
So is there a difference between corn tortillas and flour tortillas?
There's really no difference. They're both carbohydrates, and they give great source for your carbohydrate intake. And also, you can use actually the mozzarella sticks and stick them in there. And you can either put them on a pan and warm them up, or you can stick them in the microwave, easier, and just eat them. Great source of your vitamin D and your carbohydrates. And it's good to use after your workout as recovery, something quick, energy, just for great taste. So we're going to look at the different types of granola bars. If you can see, it can be a bit overwhelming just seeing the variety. There's salty and sweet, there's granola crunchy bars, there's chewy protein, there's chocolate chip. I mean, we have so many, it's kind of hard to kind of find one that you like, but the best advice that I can give is actually choosing what you like, taste, and what sits best for you during practice. Okay, and what kind do you like?
I like chocolate.
Chocolate chip?
Chocolate chip.
Chewy.
And why do you, is it something you like? Is it
They
for
taste
preference?
good.
Tastes good?
They're good snacks before we go practice. Like before I go to practice, I'll just pop one of those in to satisfy my hunger.
Okay, no, that's a great source, and it's good for your snacks. You can put them in your backpacks, carry them. You're hungry. Great energy source, something quick. And the great thing is that you can keep them in your backpack for a while, so you don't have to put them in the refrigerator. No bacteria, microorganisms. So, and they're actually cheap. It's always good to look at prices and look for something that it's being advertised. So definitely look for the store. Here's the Sending Select. It's $2.59 versus the Nature's Valley, which is $3.49. So here you're actually getting a better deal. It's cheaper for you and tastes the same nutrient values as you can look here. 5 grams of protein and 5 grams of protein in both of them. So you're getting about the same nutrient value. We're going into the cereal aisle, and you can see we have bags here of cereal. You have mini spoons. We have Raisin Bran. These are just bigger portions if you want to buy in bulk, and sometimes it can be a lot cheaper than buying just the smaller boxes. And if you're looking for pricing, the cereals that you mentioned, the little kits, is actually not bad for you because it contains whole grains, as you can tell here, and you want to consume as many whole grains, especially as an athlete, and also has calcium and vitamin D. As Renee mentioned, it's good for your bones and your health, and overall, you want as many carbohydrates for your body, for your performance, to perform well, to stay energized. And as you mentioned, the whole grains, Cheerios, also great source of whole grains. As long as you're consuming the whole grains, the carbohydrates, keep you fueled throughout the day. That's the key here. Our first option is going to be breads. So when you come into the bread aisle, it can be kind of overwhelming with the different variety, such as we see split top wheat, smooth, soft and smooth. We see soft and smooth plus. We see white bread. We see 100% natural. We see whole grain and flax. We see 100% whole wheat, country potato. So there's such a great variety of breads. It's kind of be overwhelming.
All right, go ahead.
Well, I see you guys already have breads with you. Is this something you consume every day?
Yes, it is.
And this is 100% whole grain. Did you know whole grains contain vitamin B12 and it contains fiber? Vitamin B12 helps with your nerve signals and helps with muscle repair. Also, whole grains contain fiber, which is good for your bowel movement. This one contains about 3 grams of fiber. So if you're consuming 2 of these, you already have 6 grams of your total daily. Fiber, you should be consuming about 25 to 30 grams. So here you have almost 1/3 of your grams. And this is white bread. White bread, it's a good source because it's carbohydrates, and as athletes you want to consume as many carbohydrates as you can, about 60 to 65% according to the American Dietetic Association. And that helps you with providing you with glycogen storage and the glucose that you need for your long, intense workouts. But the difference between white bread, do you know the difference between white bread and whole wheat bread?
No, what's the difference?
Well, white bread contains refined flour, which it does not have the bran or the germ, which has the vitamins and the minerals and the fiber content that whole grains do. Fiber, you definitely want to make sure that you are consuming it maybe 2 to 3 hours, depending on the athlete, how fiber goes with your stomach or sits well or not. But whole grains, definitely 2 to 3 hours, just so that you can have proper digestion and so that you are not having cramps or any kind of irritability throughout your practices.
If I don't consume a lot of fiber daily, is it good to eat the double fiber bread?
Well, you should probably start off slowly, because if you start consuming too much at once, you might have stomach problems, constipation. So I would recommend maybe 1 slice, slowly start with that, your whole grain, and then including double fiber if you're not getting enough of it. But if you can give it a try, and if you see that it's not sitting well, maybe cut down to less than what you usually would serve from this serving.
So I should start out slow?
Yeah, start off slow. Definitely start slow. And also, I wanted to show you guys, can you see the size difference between the breads?
That one's bigger.
That one's bigger. Do you think that maybe this one has more per serving than this one?
I would think like it, so. Yeah.
Yeah, well, 2 slices of this is 1 serving versus this bread has 1 slice per serving. So you're actually, if you were to make a sandwich, this one has 2 servings of your whole grains, while this one, if you consume 2 of the slices, you only get 1 serving. Now, if you notice on this bread, you see that there's DHA omega-3? That is a source of that comes from fish, and as Roxanne you mentioned before, that omega-3 helps with staying focused and with inflammation. If you don't like fish, do you guys like fish? You do? Okay. It's okay. Well, if you don't like consuming it from your eggs or from peanut butter or from your fish, this is another option. I mean, it's not the best, but just so that you can actually incorporate in your diet, definitely would be getting it from bread such as this. Make sure you're looking for the best deals when you're shopping, just so that you can stretch your money, you can pay less for something that has the same vitamins and minerals, same contents. Therefore, just make sure you look for these green, yellow tags just to help you out to see what's cheaper, what's available, what you can buy to stretch your money once again.
Right. So do I have to give up my white bread?
I mean, it's not the best option for you, but as athletes, it does have enriched bread. It is enriched bread, so it does have some of the vitamins that you usually don't get from white bread. But I mean, the best choice is getting 100% whole grain. You want to look for fiber. You want to look for vitamin B12. You just want to make sure you're incorporating the carbohydrates that you need as an athlete. The more storage of glycogen, the more energy that you have through your long, intense practices, and the more energy also you have in class and just performing overall. Just make sure you're always consuming complex carbs. This is a great source to start off, but maybe you can eventually lead up to 100% whole grain. Ready? Now that we talked about bread, let's see what we can incorporate. On this side, actually, we turn to look around. We have some peanut butter. Who here likes peanut butter? I love peanut butter.
I love peanut butter.
What kind of peanut butter do you like?
Usually I get Skippy.
You get Skippy?
Yeah.
What kind do you usually get?
I get Jif.
Jif.
Extra chunky.
Okay. Have you guys ever purchased the natural peanut butter by any chance?
No, what's all that oil looking stuff on top?
The oil is actually, you can't see it in Skippy because Skippy it's already processed, so it's already incorporated, and it has hydrogenated oil, which it's a solid fat, so therefore you can't see the oil in this. Versus this is a natural fat from peanuts. So it's a lot healthier for you because it contains the omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids. I mean, this is a great option because it does contain its protein. If you notice here, it contains about 7 grams of protein per serving, which is 2 tablespoons. And this one contains 7 grams of protein as well for 2 tablespoons. But the difference between these two is that this one has the partially hydrogenated oil versus this, it has all the natural fat.
So partially hydrogenated oil is a trans fat?
Yes, it is. As Renee mentioned before, that you want to limit the amount of trans fat that you incorporate in your diet. Less than 1%. Incorporate as low as possible your trans fat. So therefore, I would highly suggest to consume this kind of peanut butter.
When's the best time to eat peanut butter?
You want to consume peanut butter 2 to 3 hours before your workout because it might sit in your stomach and protein does take a while to digest. So, and also you can consume it after your workouts to give you that protein that you need to recover and rebuild the muscle breakdown. If you want to definitely increase weight, this is a great source. It has a lot of calories, a lot of the good fat, and definitely consume it maybe before going to bed.
So before going to bed?
Before going to bed is a great source as well. Any other questions that you have about peanut butter? No? Well, definitely a great snack to eat before and after your workouts, and it is convenient and quick, and you can carry actually peanut butter in your backpack, so you don't have to worry about like temperature control or any of that. Great snack, easy, put it on your bread, your whole grain bread, and just carry it in your backpack.
Department of Agriculture dietary guidelines for Americans. Fruits and vegetables are a key part of your daily diet. So are you getting the 5 to 9 servings of fruits and vegetables each day? Well, let's start. Berries. This includes blueberries, blackberries, raspberries. And berries are an excellent source of vitamin C. According to the American Dietetic Association, increased exercise or prolonged exercise increases your need for vitamin C. So having a low intake of vitamin C can actually hinder your athletic performance. So you want to make sure that you get your vitamin C in. When you're in the mood for a crunchy snack, an apple is a great way to go. It has dietary fiber, which is important for promoting healthy digestion. And as you see, this is considered a serving size. Go ahead and pass it around. This is considered a serving size. A serving size of a fruit is considered a small piece of fruit like that, or half a cup of fruit juice.
Is there a difference between the different colors of apples, or are all of them pretty much the same?
Well, actually, it's different varieties of apples. As you can see, we have Red Delicious, we have Granny Smith, we have a Pink Lady. So there's just different varieties. You'll see different colors. So, you know, try all different types. We also have more prepackaged foods right here. As you can see, we have it in the cup, we have it in a jar, and according to the American Dietetic Association, whatever form you take your fruit or vegetables in, whether it's fresh, whether it's canned or dried or frozen, it all counts towards your 5 to 9 servings of fruits and vegetables each day. So these are great alternatives if you don't really have time for the whole foods. You can definitely just pick one up, carry a plastic spoon in your backpack, and eat and go. Yes?
Do they add sugar to the can?
Sometimes, yes, they do add sugar just to preserve the fruit, but what you want to do is you want to actually look at the ingredients, and some are actually packed in just the water, the juice of the fruit itself, and then some are actually packed in the sugar. So you actually want to look at the ingredient list, and that will actually tell you if it's packed in its juice or it's packed with sugar. So you do want to look at your ingredient list.
Certain type of fruit that we should try and incorporate in our daily diet, or?
Well, actually, you want to incorporate just a variety of different fruits. You want to make sure that you're getting a lot of different minerals, a lot of different vitamins, you know, such as I mentioned, the vitamin C. Just include a variety. Now we have melons. Are you guys familiar with melons? We have the watermelons, the honeydews. Melons are a great source of vitamin A. And vitamin A is really important for maintaining a healthy skin and vision. And as an athlete, you know how important your vision is, because you want to be able, whether you catch, whether you throw, you really need a good hand and eye coordination. So vitamin A will help with your vision and help you see sharp. So cantaloupe is a great way to go.
Is there a lot of water in the fruits?
Actually, yes. Melons, such as especially watermelon, have a high water content, which is really important for you athletes, as you guys are always trying to stay hydrated, because we know that when you're dehydrated, that decreases your athletic performance. So yes, melons are a great source of getting your fluids in. It's a great way to get it in.
Are there any negative results of eating too much fruit or too much watermelon for that?
I've always been told, like, don't eat too much.
Don't eat too much?
Yeah, I don't know why, or if there is anything.
No, I think getting as much as you can is just a great way to get your 5 to 9 servings of fruits and vegetables per day. Now, tropical fruits. This includes your pineapple, your kiwis, your papayas, your bananas. These are all considered tropical fruits. And papayas, for instance, are high in vitamin C, vitamin A, as I mentioned. Just a great way to include, you know, these tropical fruits in your diet. You can include it into a smoothie. You could actually freeze it, you know, puree it and freeze it and have it as a great snack.
I have a question.
Yes.
When is the best time to consume fruit, before or after practice?
Actually, I believe fruit is actually it's great to consume before a workout and after a workout. Before a workout, it'll give you that need of energy with the sugar, and after your workout, it's great to refuel with it as well.
How much?
Yeah, go ahead.
Vegetables. Now we're here at squash, and there's different types of squash. There is zucchini, there's butternut squash, and then there's yellow squash. There's vitamin A, there's vitamin C, and as I mentioned, vitamin C helps with healing wounds and healthy gums. And as I mentioned, vitamin A is important for maintaining your healthy vision. So we do have squashes, and they're great to include in your diet.
Is there a certain type of squash that's more healthy than the other, or nutrition? Do you get more nutritional benefits or anything?
Well, actually, yes. Some squash do have more nutrients than others. Maybe, for instance, you have acorn squash, probably have more vitamin A in it than a regular zucchini squash. So yes, there is a little bit of nutritional difference, but not too much. And there are so many different colors of bell peppers. As you see, we have an orange bell pepper. We have, go ahead and pass it around. We have a green bell pepper, and we have a red bell pepper. The red bell pepper will have twice the amount of vitamin C than a green bell pepper. And not to mention that it's very, very sweet. And as I mentioned earlier, that vitamin C is important to include in your diet, since it does help with wound healing. It helps with promote a good immune system. One thing also is that vitamin C is an antioxidant. Are you guys aware of what an antioxidant is? No? Well, antioxidants help protect your healthy cells from free radicals. And free radicals are produced from the environment, from simply breathing, and especially exercise. You'll produce free radicals.
When you cook vegetables, do they lose their nutritional value when you eat them?
That's a great question. Actually, yes. When you overcook your vegetables, you will lose some nutrients. So the key is just quickly cooking the vegetables.
What are free radicals?
Well, free radicals are produced from the environment. They're produced when you breathe, and especially when you exercise. So antioxidants such as the vitamin C will protect you against the free radicals that are produced. And the free radicals affect you on a cellular level. They can change the DNA of your cell, and so which could lead to diseases and other illnesses. So that's why you always want to constantly have fruits and vegetables in your diet with all the antioxidants that it provides, so it can help with the free radicals, help to replenish you with the vitamins and minerals that you need each day. Cruciferous vegetable it's the family of the cabbage, and so this includes purple cabbage, it includes Brussels sprouts, and it includes all these different types of vegetables.
How does it help me as an athlete?
As an athlete, well, it'll provide you with the antioxidants, it'll provide you with the dietary fiber, it'll provide you with all the minerals and the vitamins, and these will all help and contribute to your athletic performance and to maximizing it. Next, we'll move on to the leafy greens. And are you guys familiar with Swiss chard? No? Well, Swiss chard, it's considered leafy green. As you see, we have all different types of greens. We have, yes, sure. Take a piece and go ahead. Now, Swiss chard has a slight peppery taste, but it's great because it has vitamin A, vitamin C.
Is it a good alternative to like lettuce, like having in your salad?
Oh, definitely, definitely. You should include a variety of dark green vegetables, because the darker it is, the more vitamins and minerals it's going to have. So you definitely want to include this in your diet. So in addition, Swiss chard has vitamin A, vitamin C, it has iron. And iron is really important to have in your diet, especially if you're a female athlete, if you're in endurance sports such as runners. It's really important to have iron, because iron carries oxygen to different parts of your body. And not having, if you don't have enough iron in your diet, that could kind of impair your muscle function and your work capacity. So you want to make sure you have enough iron in your diet. To enhance the absorption of iron, you want to couple, an item such as Swiss chard with maybe some tomato, with something with vitamin C. The vitamin C plus the iron will help you absorb it more. So you want to make sure that you pair these two together. Move on to our broccoli, which as you can see, there is lots of heads of broccoli. Now, do you guys include broccoli into your diet?
Try to.
You try to. What are ways that you eat broccoli?
I usually just steam it to make it soft and then just eat it plain.
Well, broccoli is great to have. It's a dietary fiber, vitamin C, vitamin A. As I mentioned, it's part of the cruciferous family, which, as I mentioned, has the anti-cancer agents.
Just like the bell peppers, does it lose its nutritional value when you cook it?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
If I boil it, would that be okay, or is that?
Boiling actually also, you'll lose some nutrients also boiling as well. As just any cooking method that you apply heat, and it'll just, yeah, you'll lose nutrients just with the heat alone. So that's why you want to make sure that you do not overcook your vegetables, because you will lose some of the nutritional benefits to it. Lettuces, and this includes romaine lettuce. As you can see, we have red lettuce, and we have iceberg. What kind of lettuce do you usually select?
I don't like salad.
No?
I don't.
Well, I want to encourage you to try and incorporate more salad into your diet. You want to go for the darker, richer colors. As you see, we do have a regular iceberg. And here we have nice lettuce. We have a nice green leaf lettuce. So as you can see, this is a darker, richer color, which means that you'll get the more vitamins and the minerals. So you see the more, a little bit darker color as opposed to just a regular iceberg. So go for the darker, rich colors. With lettuces, there's so many different ways that you can eat it. You can add it to your sandwich, you can add it to a wrap, you can add it to just simply have it as a salad, put other vegetables in it, add a nice dressing to it. Different ways you can just use lettuce. Are you guys familiar with organic produce?
What does that mean when it's organic? I've never known.
Well, when it's organic, it means that they do not use any synthetic chemicals or fertilizers.
So is it necessarily better for you than just regular non-organic?
According to the American Dietetic Association, they're still doing research on the nutritional benefits of organic versus conventional. So that's still an ongoing process. Now, as you can see with the produce, according to the American Dietetic Association, if you purchase organically grown produce, it's comparable in price to your conventional produce. So, organic is a great alternative. Next, we'll head on from the organic to our root vegetables. And root vegetables includes your potatoes, it includes your red potatoes, and it also includes your sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes are high in dietary fiber, high in vitamin A. As I mentioned earlier, helps with your vision, and also it's rich in complex carbohydrates, which as an athlete, you know how it's important to have that boost of energy, of sustained energy throughout the day to help you as you go along each day. Sweet potatoes are really easy to prepare. Usually you can just prick holes in them, put it in the microwave or in the oven, and it's just like having a regular potato, but definitely more nutrients in a sweet potato. When shopping for produce, you want to expand, you want to look for variety, you want to expand your palate, you want to try new fruits and vegetables that you've never tried before, and you want to go for the darker, rich colors because that will provide you with more nutrients, provide you more vitamins and minerals. As you can see, when looking for strawberries, you want to select berries that have a nice shiny red color, and you want to make sure that the stems are intact, and you want to avoid berries that are leaky or mushy. And also, before eating berries, you want to make sure that you only wash them before you eat them, because actually washing them softens them. So as you can see, these are pretty good berries. The ways to eat berries is that you can just simply add into your yogurt, into your cereal. Those are just great ways.
You keep the stem intact all the time, like even when you eat it?
Well, actually, I prefer not to eat the stem, but actually you just want to actually cut the stem off before you actually eat the berry. Are you familiar with choosing a cantaloupe? Would you select one? What would you choose if you were in the supermarket?
I'll pick this one because it's the biggest.
Okay, so you'd pick something like this. Okay, well, when selecting melons, you want to look for one that gives slightly to the pressure, one that is heavy for its size, that has a slight smell, and so you actually did a pretty good job. Well, when looking for papaya, you want to look for one that has some streaks of yellow, should be heavy for its size, and you want to avoid ones that have any blemishes or bruises. So what do you guys think of this one? This one looks like a pretty good one?
Yeah. It's a good one. No.
Actually, well, yeah. When choosing a bell pepper, you want to look for a tight skin. You want to make sure that it's not wrinkled, that there's no spots. And this is actually a pretty good bell pepper. Also, in preparing bell peppers, different ways to eat is you can simply cut it into strips, and you can dip it into different kinds of dips, such as hummus. Are you guys familiar with hummus? A little bit. A little bit? Yeah. Well, hummus is just a mixture of garbanzo beans, a tahini paste, which is sesame grounded up. It's garlic, it's salt, it's lemon juice, and that's the kind of mixture. So cutting up a bell pepper and dipping it into hummus is a great snack to have. And when you're looking for broccoli, you want to make sure that you look for tight heads. And this is not really a tight head, so would you mind selecting a broccoli that has a tight head to it?
Yeah.
That looks pretty good. What would you select?
No, loose. Yeah, that one. That's what I was looking at.
Yeah, this one looks great.
That's
Has
what
a
I was
nice
looking
tight head. It's compact. Has a kind of bluish, greenish tint to it. So this is a great one, and it's just easy. You know, you could just simply wash it, cut it up, add it into a salad, add it into a stir fry, dip it into any kind of dip that you'd like. So you want to make sure that there's no cracks, that there's no bruises or anything of that sort in the sweet potatoes.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about fats, and fats kind of get a bad rap. People don't really want to incorporate too many in their diet because they don't want to get fat, but it's really important to get fat into our diets. They're important to absorb the vitamins A, D, E, and K, as Sonia went over. A is great for vision, for our skin, D is great for bone health and our immune system, E is really great, powerful antioxidant, and K is good for blood and healing wounds. So great sources to get a fat are our unsaturated oils. They're going to be liquid at room temperature, and they're going to be your vegetable oils, corn oil. All of these are going to have omega-3 fatty acids in them, which are really powerful for our brain, for focus, anti-inflammatory, so it's going to help you with recovery time. It's going to make your performance better overall because you'll be able to recover faster and you won't feel the pain after a workout. Also, olive oil. How many of you guys use olive oil? Olive oil is also really great. It has omega-3 anti-inflammatory properties as well. So what's really good is to use a variety of these oils in your diet, and then you can get all the different benefits.
What's the most healthy oil to choose?
Okay, so your canola oil and olive oils are going to be your best choices for oil because they have the omega-3 fatty acids. They're monounsaturated fats, which are going to be great for your heart and overall immune system and anti-inflammatory properties. Now we're going to talk about our saturated fats, which are going to be more solid in your system. And this is one of the things that is kind of, if people are usually a little iffy on whether they should choose butter or margarine. What do you guys usually choose?
Butter.
Butter. Can you go ahead and pick out what you usually get?
I grew up eating this, so I always get this one.
And what do you usually choose?
I usually use butter.
Everybody go ahead and look at the nutrition facts label of your choice. Can you tell me how much saturated fat yours has?
2.5 grams.
1 gram.
1 gram.
2 grams for 1 tablespoon.
Okay, so butter and margarine are going to have your saturated fats, which we want to keep in moderation. When you're choosing butter or margarine, you want to make sure to have less than or equal to 2 grams saturated fat per serving. So yours had a little bit over. Yours was 7 grams, which is way over what you want per serving. And some of your other ones have better choices. You also want to make sure that one of the first ingredients is going to be in margarine, which you have, is going to be either water or a liquid vegetable oil. Is that your first ingredient?
Natural oil blend. I have a vegetable oil blend. That's one of my first ingredients.
Vegetable oil.
Vegetable oil.
So also margarine sometimes has, most of the time actually, has trans fats in them, which are going to be what you want to avoid completely. They increase the amount of bad cholesterol, but they're going to lessen the benefits of your good cholesterol. So you want to make sure to avoid those completely, and those are going to be your hydrogenated oils or your partially hydrogenated oils. Okay, so now let's go to the dairy section. And we're going to start with cheese. Now cheese is a really great source of lean protein, vitamin D, and calcium, which the American Dietetic Association says that they're the 2 nutrients that act for the most efficient. And that can be bad for your bones, that's bad for your immune system and recovery time. So you really want to make sure to get dairy into your diet. And cheese is really great as a lean protein source, especially your lower fat cheeses, like your mozzarella cheeses are going to be great, and you can easily take them on the go in your backpack. Grab and go in the morning. It's a great serving, 1 ounce per slice of string cheese. And you can just throw it in your backpack, although you want to make sure to only get them in there for 4 hours or less, unless you have a cooler.
Is it bad to eat like string cheese or cheese like right before practice? Like is it heavy in your stomach?
It can actually, yes, it can be heavy in your stomach. You want to eat these after practice because the protein's really going to help you restore your muscle. Yogurt is another great source of calcium, vitamin D, and protein, and it's great for a snack. You can put it in a smoothie, blend it up with fruits, and you can have all the great benefits of the protein, the vitamins, and nutrients. And it's great for on the go as well. You can put it in your backpack. Again, it's a dairy source, so you want to make sure to only keep it in your backpack for up to 4 hours because then it can turn sour. And yogurt also is really great for digestive health because it has prebiotics and probiotics in it. The prebiotics are actually going to help the natural gut flora in our gastrointestinal tract to grow, and the probiotics are the actual microflora themselves. So in order to know that you're getting the benefits, you want to make sure that the label is going to say live active cultures, just like this one right here. Okay, so milk is probably the most important source of dairy in all of our diets. Why don't you guys show me which milk you usually choose? So you usually get vitamin D milk. Is there a reason why you choose that sort of milk?
Usually it's the cheapest.
Really? Okay. And then you get the organic fat-free milk and fat-free milk as well? Yeah. Okay, so the vitamin D milk is whole milk. It's marketed as vitamin D, but actually all different levels of milk, 2%, 1% skim, and whole milk have vitamin D in them. Can I do that again? And anyone over the age of 2 doesn't actually need whole milk in their diet. So what you ideally want to get in your diet is 1% or skim milk, and if you're drinking whole milk, maybe gradually reduce it to 2%, 1%. If you do it over time, you'll hardly notice the difference. Now, you said you don't drink milk. Is there a reason? Are you lactose intolerant? Do you just not like the taste? Have you tried the lactate or the soy milk? Because those are really great alternatives to people that don't like milk, and they also have, if you look, sometimes they should be fortified with vitamin D and calcium as well, and you can get the added benefits just as you would from regular dairy. Go ahead and check the expiration date. Now, according to the FDA, the date on the label is not actually the time that you have to throw it out. It's usually a week from the date on the label. So you can continue to drink milk after a week.
I have a question. They give us chocolate milks at the
Chocolate
athletic.
milk is great for athletes for recovery. After a workout, it has the sugar, the protein, and everything you need to replenish the nutrients and build the muscle. So you just want to make sure to have 3 servings of dairy in your diet a day. That's going to be a cup of milk, 6 ounces of yogurt, or an ounce of cheese, which, as I showed you, the string cheese is 1 ounce.